Yo, can somebody do me a favor? I'm trying to figure out why we make such a big deal about posting on social media. Like, I know there's a lot of people that do it, but there's also a huge contingent of people like me where making that first step just feels so difficult. Um, I guess you can call it introversion, but if I were to call myself an introvert in front of my friends, which I have, I've gotten like a lot of laughter because that's not how I am in public. I can speak to strangers, I speak to patients all day, people I've never met, and I can just start up a conversation. And, I'm not necessarily someone who can't speak in front of a crowd, but when it comes to this online platform, which I'm a heavy consumer of and I love because I've learned so many things and got to know about so many people that I respect and admire and am inspired by. I don't know why, when it comes to me, it's just like this, I don't know, huge obstacle to put myself out there. I feel like, or at least the more I learn about myself, it seems like there's a perfectionism there and a fear of judgment and failure that I've cultivated for years, whether that's from childhood or medical education, which frowns upon um, making mistakes or whatnot. Um, I don't know. There could be other factors as well, but it's just like that fear of failure is what causes the failure to start, right? It's like I don't get started. I don't make that initial move. Um, I don't even know if this video will be something that I post, but if it does and it makes it onto someone's algorithm or YouTube page, either YouTube is taking a stab in the dark or you've been watching too much YouTube and now you're just getting people with like no views or subscribers. Uh, I salute you and thanks for listening. But I was thinking about this obstacle, like why it's so hard to post, and it just seems silly to me because YouTube has a feature called set to private, right? You could record a video, post it, you know, have people laugh at you or whatever bad outcome you think is going to happen just because you posted a video that wasn't that great. The audio wasn't the way you wanted, you weren't speaking with as much energy as you wanted to, because you had a long day at work or whatever it is. You don't have a script, you don't have a outline of what you're trying to say or what you're trying to get at. um like, you could always just set the video to private, right? Like, the two or three people that see this video, am I ever going to meet them in my life? No. If I do, hi mom. um but yeah, it's just like you could just set the video to private. That was an epiphany for me. I was 44 years old when I learned that. I was today years old when I learned that. You could just set the video to private. It's no big deal, you know? Um, and that's the thing with perfectionism. Like, you always want things to be uh, perfect the first time, or at least you don't give yourself enough leeway. And I think that's one of the reasons why I want to start YouTube, even though it's so hard for me, is because that's a part of myself that I really want to get rid of, because I feel like it holds me back, not from being some YouTube star, which is not the goal. It holds me back from other things that I want to do in my life, right? I want to be the best version of myself. I want to be the best physician. I want to be the best entrepreneur I could be. I want to be the best professor I could be. I want to be um, the best uncle. I want all the roles in my life. I want to be the best at that. And I think it's hard to be your best when you have this part of yourself that's not able to fully relinquish, like, this ego that's afraid of putting yourself out there, right? So whatever that is, I want to destroy it. Like, I want to have, like, no fucks given, I guess, right? I want to not care at all what people think, and I think that will get me closer to, like, my highest level of self-love, right? If you really don't care what people think, um, or at least you don't let it affect your sense of value about yourself, right? Because I do care about what people think. I feel like I'm an empathetic person, so it's not like I disregard people's opinions to that extent, but I don't want it to control, like, how I move, how I carry myself, or the things I say or believe in, right? So, just reaching that highest level of self assuredness, I think, comes from doing something like this that scares me, that I'm not good at. I haven't had all the details figured out. I don't know the right lighting, the right camera, the right setup. I don't even know exactly where my channel is going to go. I mean, all I know is, I've been practicing medicine for over almost 2 decades, and I've learned a lot as a physician. I've learned a lot as a human being. I've struggled with ADHD most of my life, but I was only diagnosed in late adulthood. So it was only then that I started to understand why I had a lot of struggles, um, with my physical health, my mental health, relationships, and things like that. So, there's a wealth of information there that I would like to not just share, but also to flesh out, right? I think when you're talking to yourself, there's a level of clarity that you have to be able to speak. It's kind of like like, a visual form of journaling, just being able to express your thoughts, put them into an organized format, or maybe not even organized, just dumping them out. There's a level of therapeutic um, value there. So, that's why, even if I don't post this video, I think I'm going to get something out of this. I'm going to learn something more about myself. I'm going to be proud that I even went through the step of recording myself, because even hearing yourself, looking at yourself, sometimes could be an uphill climb, if you're not a public persona, or if it's not something you're used to. Um, like I said before, I'm not necessarily an introvert. I can put myself out there, but to look at myself and hear myself, and put myself on a medium where I can watch it over and over and then overanalyze it. It's just, yeah, it's not the best. Um, it's not the best skill set I have to just do it without any regard for the outcome. I care too much, I have to get rid of that sense of perfectionism. So, anyways, I got it out there. I just started. That would be the message of this video. It's not to hear me ramble, but maybe someone else could be inspired to just start and be like, hey, I think my first video is not going to suck as bad as his, so maybe, maybe, well, if he could do it, I'll do it, and I'll do it 5 times better. I don't know. We all have different starting points in terms of skill set. So somebody might actually be more natural on camera and ready for this medium, and they just didn't know it, and they needed to see someone of my caliber to give them that wind in their sails. So, I mean, that's why this platform is very powerful, right? You can inspire other people in a myriad of ways. You can inspire them by your greatness. You can inspire them by from your mediocrity, or maybe just your bravery or your cowardice. Um, humans. We like other humans for reasons we can't even explain, and we hate humans for reasons sometimes we can't even explain. So I've been there. I've seen some YouTubers who literally have like, I don't know, like 100 views and like 25 subscribers, and I would watch their videos. I'm not saying you have to watch mine, but there was something empowering about that. Like, and it made me realize that regardless of how many subscribers or likes you have, you can still have an impact on someone's life because you're just an example to them. Like they see something in you that reminds them of themselves, which makes them think they could do what you're doing, right? So even though my goal is not necessarily to be a YouTube star, I have my own career, I have my own ventures outside of this. Um, but maybe I'm creating the next YouTube star, right? Because this is something they lean into and they do it really well. So that could be the whole purpose of me suffering through this right now and making whoever's watching suffering. Man, bless you, ma'am, bless you, sir. Um, but anyways, I will continue to take a crack at this. I think there are a lot of things that I would like to talk about. I've had over 500 YouTube video ideas, all in health, technology, artificial intelligence, mental health, things I picked up from my patients, treating myself, and self-improvement ventures that I've taken. There's a lot there, and as much content as I have consumed, sometimes I'm surprised that everything hasn't been covered. Well, maybe everything has been covered, but there's still different angles to take on certain topics that I think that people haven't broached. And I think I can be a part of the filling of those cracks, right? I think there's some unique angles and viewpoints that I have about certain things, and not to be controversial or anything like that, but just unique in the fact that my existence is unique. Who I am is unique. So how I've interacted with the world and the lessons I've learned, that just by default are going to be unique, right? So, anyways, this was my first attempt at a YouTube video. I don't expect anything out of it. The whole point of this experiment was to prove that the world is not going to end just because I posted a video and my face was there and maybe somebody I know sees it. It's just a start. Like, that's the message, guys. Just start. Not whatever it is, not just a YouTube video. Whatever it is you're afraid of or you're overthinking, just start. Just start. Like, I actually started feeling better later in this video. I don't think I got better, but I felt more relaxed. So um, there's testimony there. Just start. The price of mastery is embarrassment, right? Like, if you want to get good at something, you got to be bad at it first. So here's my bad attempt. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully, I make some improvements, but I will be graceful with myself, like I hope that you're graceful with yourself. Give yourself some leeway and just make small improvements every day in whatever it is you're trying to achieve. So, thank you. My name is Dr. Ray. My channel is FastasleepMD. I hope to see you again and we could talk about some really cool stuff. And thank you for listening and your support.